Hey everyone, today we're out on a project and the spray foam insulation is getting done today. So I wanted to go ahead and take you around and show you a little bit about what's going on. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're in here now and you can actually see he's using this gun here and he's shooting this in here. And he's just barely getting enough on there just to let this finish it off so it's enough, as flush as it can be with the bottom of the joist in here. There's a couple little holes in there and he's just touching them up. And watch that stuff just grow. Expand after he puts it in there. So that material comes out at about 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty hot. So they got these suits on that protect them from the heat. So anything that comes down, they'll take a rasp and it's below the joist or the bottom truss cord, and they'll take and they'll rasp it so it gets flush with the bottom of the joist of the truss cord. So this one, he's got to get more material in here. So you can see him spraying a little bit more. So this calls out for, they actually put 2 inches of closed cell foam for their first coat up against the decking, which is actually, it's got the roof sheeting, around here, the flat roof out here. And now this is 10 inches of open cell foam that's coming down to the bottom of the joist. You can see over here, they're using this tool here to rasp this off and get it flush with the bottom of the joist. This thing's almost like a brush you'd use on a horse. Kind of see how it looks. It's a round brush he's using. He's got another one of these mounted on a longer pole here that you can use. Reach up to some higher spots. So that's so the drywall can attach there and not get pushed down. It's got a nice flat ceiling after he's done rasping everything off. So they put this plastic up in order to protect the other rock wall insulation that's on there, so you just don't get a mess over the wall. You can see that. Now that keeps it clean. All the spray foam's actually on that. We're pulling that down now so it's nice and clean. So this material here is rock wool, which is really good material. I'm going to take you up through a little bit more of the other side of the house. If these guys aren't working, and I'll show you some of the work they've been doing. So this is the shower ceiling that we're in here. And I want to show you this material. So you can see that they got to actually need to come back in here and rasp this off a little bit more. Some of it's sticking down. But they brought this down flush with this is the joist right here, and then you can see that this has been rubbed off, so this area right in here has been rubbed off, so they're using those tools to knock this down, so that way this doesn't hold down the drywall. So if this sticks down, the drywall won't compress it enough sometimes, and it's gonna be holding the drywall down. So this has to be removed and brought flush. So you can kind of see this here. Takes more time to do it like this, so if you don't have to bring it down flush to the bottom of the joist, it's easier just to leave it up a little bit. If you can get enough thickness and R value out of the material you're putting in, you don't have to do this. This is what they're doing in this room. The other room, they're leaving it up a little bit higher because they got enough thickness in that attic space. So in this room here, this actually has a sloped roof above it. So down here, they're closer to the bottom of the joist here, and you can see that in this area right up in here. They're closer here, but as you go this way, they're coming up because it's got a slope on the outside. It's actually a pretty flat roof, but it is sloping, so they don't have to be down as deep into that joist or closer to the drywall side of the joist like they do, you know, out on that plate line there on the outside of the wall. So this area up above me here, this is actually above the office, and you can see this is closed cell foam that's up here. So it's actually waterproof material, but it's 2 inches thick. And then they're actually on this one, they're going to put rock wool on the other side of this. So you'll have the 2 inches of open cell, and then they're going to put another R23, so it's 5.5 inches thick rock wool insulation that'll lay in underneath this one. All right, so we're going to look at the equipment real quick of what these guys are using. So this larger hose that you see here is taking the foam into the building. This one here is an air hose. It's pressurizing the system inside. So you walk out here, you can see here's the pump that's doing the pressurizing here. You can see that there. And then this other hose follows into the back of their truck. So it comes up over here, up and in, and then this is the back of the rig. You see the foam that they're got in here. That's an open cell can that you can see right there. These are 55-gallon drums that are pumping these out. All right, well, thanks for watching today. I hope you learned something by watching our guys here put some of that spray foam in. So if you'd like more information about building a custom home or an ADU or even doing a whole house remodeling project, feel free to reach out to us. You can go to our website at freemansconstruction.com. We have a resources page there that has a ton of information on pricing, floor plans. We got a bunch of FAQs in there. It's like a huge section on there. Just commonly asked questions that we get. So if you'd like to check that out, I'm sure you can find some answers to some of your questions there. So, all right, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.